My name is Susan, and I'm so glad to meet you here. Let me ask you something. Are you drowning in debt? Maybe your back is against the wall, or you're tired of the rat race most people find themselves in. Have you tried so many things to generate some extra cash that you wonder if anything out there really does work? Well, I know I've been there, but thank God I found a simple system over 5 years ago that never ceases to amaze me. It's changed my life, and it can change yours too. It has nothing to do with selling, MLM, or cold calling, and it continues to give everyday people their freedom back. You know, sometimes we have to break things down into simple terms to really grasp the power of a concept. So let me put it this way. If you could take $1 and pay it forward, and by doing so put yourself in line to quickly receive the same amount over and over and over again, when countless people want to pay it forward too and activate this same principle in their own lives. Unlimited times. I mean truly unlimited for life. Wouldn't that be a no-brainer, as they say? Well, we have a proven system that is built around this very principle, and we've set this system up so that you can get in line to receive large sums of money, not in $1 increments. We're talking get out of debt, stress-relieving, life-saving amounts of cash, whatever you need or want on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis. You see, what you sow, you reap. Sow abundantly, and you will reap abundantly. This system is truly the fastest way to your cash solution. I've seen it all, been there, bought the t-shirt, so to speak, and I can tell you this phenomenal system is nothing short of a cash flow miracle. Now, maybe you'd like a sneak peek into what we do. Well, here's a fresh nugget from one of our member-only mastermind calls, and I think you'll be blessed to hear it. This snippet is only 6 minutes long, and as you're listening, ask yourself, do I want to connect with people like this, with a system that is really making a difference? Friend, you may not realize this, but it's time for your freedom.
David, you always have such great words of wisdom, and I for one, just really appreciate you and Susan because you always have such great words to inspire and to motivate our family here, and that's what we need. But we also, you know, when I think about this program, I think about where I was 10 years ago. I was sharing it with a person who said, you know, I can't. I think people are starting to say more so now than ever what they can't do. It's like they're getting it programmed into their body, their system, and their mind, and their spirit. But if you say, I can do all things, then you can do it. If you just put your mind to do it, you can do it. And I had an old saying, if you believe, you shall receive, and if you doubt, you can go without. You go without. And when I saw this 10 years ago, I tell you, what inspired me was that my back was up against the wall financially because of my business at that time. And it was either sink or swim. And I equate this program, and I shared this with a person the other day, that it's like we're on a big old huge cruise ship, you know, like a party ship, like the Carnival or something, one of those nice cruise ships, and we're cruising down the ocean, not a lake, not a stream, but we're on the ocean. We're out in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, enjoying our lives, having a good life. You know, it's all good, and, you know, it's a big party. I call this like a cash party. But when you happen to look overboard and you see a little boat taking on water, okay, they've got a hole in their ship or their little boat. No, we're on the ship, but they're on a little boat in the middle of the ocean. And they're crying out for help. And, you know, when people answer an ad or they see something on the Internet or they raise their hand and say, hey, I'm looking, that really means that they're probably 9 times out of 10 drowning financially. They're looking for something to help them. So when we come along in our beautiful cruise ship and, you know, we're cruising, sitting on the sun deck, you know, sipping on our virgin margarita, whatever, and, you know, eating good and feeling good, sun is beaming down, we don't feel like we have a care in the world. But when we look over and we see a boat taking on water, the first natural response is to do what? Somebody help me.
Throw them a lifeline.
Yeah. There you go. Throw over the lifeline. And when I think about our activity, what we do here, and how we help people, this is really a financial lifeline, like you've heard before. So it would be selfish and unfair and downright cruel if we did not extend help, right? So when we are in our zone, if you will, having a great life and doing great and having cash come to our door and we're counting our $100 bills or whatever, you know, and we see a boat that's taken on that water, the first response is to throw over that financial lifeline or throw over the lifeline. But if that person that's in the boat is saying, oh, no, I'll think about it, but their boat is taking on water, they got 2 or 3 holes and the little boat is filling up, and they're in the middle of the ocean, I personally am not going to jump in the water and save them. I have an old saying, save yourself first and then save others. So when we throw that financial lifeline and a person says, no, I don't want to do it, I don't know, I got to think about it, I'm going to wait for a helicopter, and our cruise ship is cruising on by, we're not going to halt and just go to a straight halt and wait for them to make a decision. We have to tell them in so many words, hey, grab on. This might be your last chance, in fact, your only chance, because you're in here, you're in the middle of drowning financially. We have something that can help you if, and I always put a big if there, if you're willing to make it happen for yourself, if you're willing to grab on to what we have here, the financial lifeline, the lifesaver, or however way you want to put it. But those that don't, they drown. But those that do, we're able to what? Rescue them. And I look at this system, Susan and Dave and those that are listening, as a safe place to save people financially, spiritually even, mentally, because when you have more money coming to your door, it does seem like everything else falls into place because that person made the decision to grab on tight and rescue themselves. And now they're able to come into this beautiful activity, what we have here. And where can you go? Where can you go to have a system that you can set up in a matter of moments, minutes, literally, and be able to call people, get them to a call, have live training, inspiration, empowerment. You give away one time, literally, and your first person, and then everything else comes directly to you. I've never personally, there's nothing else out there. There's no middleman here. And that's why I want to inspire the people that are listening here. We're going into a season now where people are, getting ready to do some shopping and all that celebrating. We're celebrating. We're coming up quickly. I mean, can you believe it? We are coming up quickly on a new year. I can't believe it. This year has gone by so quickly and so swiftly that we're coming up on 2014. When I joined this activity, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but that was 2003. 2003, and this activity is still strong, still going strong, still throwing out financial lifelines. And it's just our duty, if you will, to just keep throwing out that financial lifeline to help more people to help themselves. So just want to throw it back, just a pause for the cause, if you will, just to inspire someone. You might be down one day, but you can be back up the next with this system. Right. So thanks for letting me share, Dave. Let's go save some people.
I hope you enjoyed that. You see, we're real people helping other real people change their financial destinies, and we want to help you too. For our next 30-minute info call that explains exactly how our system works and the simple steps you need to take to get started, just leave us your name and phone number. We will not sell or convince you of anything. We'll talk soon. Until then, be blessed.